Maybe some.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue.
Hi, I would like to thank you all for being here today. I would like to tell you all the story and the road that I took to decide I wanted to become a veterinarian. One of my favorite quotes about vets is by Will Rogers. The best doctor in the world is a veterinarian. He can't ask his patients what is the matter. He's got to just know. I started out wanting to be an orthopedic surgeon in high school. It was very interesting, and I went and shadowed in orthopedic my sophomore year of high school. I got to see 4 arthroscopic surgeries on shoulders while shadowing this doctor. There was something interesting was that he blared rock music during the whole thing. He was singing to it, he was dancing, it was totally crazy. I would think you'd have to have complete silence for the whole thing just because I would think you'd need to concentrate and focus on what you're doing. But he was singing, he was dancing, it was crazy and amazing. But after surgical hours, we went to clinical hours. And during that time, we had time to talk, and he told me that it was 14 plus years of schools to become an orthopedic surgeon. I decided I did not want to go to school for that long, so I decided to take a different path. My senior year of high school, I got accepted into a clinical class. You had to write a paper and be recommended to be accepted. I had the opportunity to shadow at many different medical facilities, and it was truly an opportunity. I shadowed at a nurse practitioner's office my first semester. One child came in that had a really bad ear infection. There was a total stench as soon as they walked in the door. You could tell the family had really bad hygiene and it wasn't a very good family situation. So we took the child back to the back room. The child was crying, screaming, kicking, making a total scene, being completely obnoxious, and the doctor went in to examine his ear, and it turns out that he had a bug in his ear. The bug had attached itself to his eardrum, and it had died in his ear. It was completely disgusting and gross, and I wanted to die, but the doctor had to flush it out. He got the body part out, but he didn't get the pinchers out of his eardrum. So I actually I don't know what happened after that. I think he had to get it surgically removed, but after that, I'm really not sure. So after that, I figured out that I didn't want to work with people, and I decided to take a different path. My second semester, I moved to a veterinary clinic. The first day there, I knew it was the path that God had set for me. I thoroughly enjoyed going every morning. It was a complete blessing, and it was the most fun experience I've ever had. It was so interesting to me, and it was so hands-on. They let me give shots, prep patients, take patients back to their kennels after surgery, clean their kennels, give them baths, do anything hands-on that you really wouldn't think you'd be able to do starting off, but they let me do it. The vets there, in particular Dr. Kruckenberg, were very informative and very helpful. They completely took me under my wing and just explained everything to me in a way that I could understand. Even if you had no medical background, they completely broke everything down and let you figure it out for yourself while giving you hints along the way, and were extremely helpful in that way. They explained to me things that I could understand. They were extremely passionate about their job. They loved their job, and it made me want to love mine that much too. So, ever since that day, I made it a pact to myself that I was going to become a veterinarian because I wanted to have the drive and the fun that they did at their job that I would have at mine. So ever since then, I've been shadowing at that clinic. They've always made themselves available to me. They've helped me through the whole application process, which is amazing. Even 2 of the veterinarians there, Dr. Kruckenberg and Dr. Patterson, wrote me a letter of recommendation. They've been extremely supportive and extremely encouraging during this whole process. In conclusion, this is how I realized that this is the path that God set for me. It was not a quick decision. There were a lot of trials and triumphs, and I had to go through many hoops in order to make this decision. So just some words of encouragement for those that are struggling figuring out what they're supposed to do with their life. Nothing worth having comes easy. So keep working, keep your head up, and God will put in front of you what is supposed to happen. Thank y'all.